gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, of course, I'm your favorite random man, Future King of YouTube, Terrence was in the building today, and how you guys doing? So, guys, welcome here. Here we are at Resident Evil Retribution, and doing things a little bit differently. Now, before I get into my reaction to, there won't probably be that many clips I've been showing. Because I really just didn't care too much about. And I know I probably said about bunch, but I really mean this. I really didn't care too much about this film. But before going, I want to talk about this YouTuber, and I saw this right before I started recording. His name is the Fourth Snake, and he talks about the comparisons between the Resident Evil movies and the games. And he does give a lot of good representation. I don't know if I'm saying the word. He does also cue on, especially with Afterlife. Because I'm like I said, some stuff I did and talk about, I put that in my video as well, and he's really good because like he pretty much saying, and I know I didn't say this. What he's pretty much saying, guys, is that we get our classic characters. They're just there by name and just a trick to get the fans in. Like I said this before in Resident Evil Apocalypse, Jill is nothing but a side character to Alice. And like I said this before, the main culprits of these movies is, and no, I am a fan of Milla Jovovich, is her character Alice and Paul S.W. Anderson for trying to put Alice into the game, and it didn't work out because our characters were so unrecognizable here, and that's what really bothers me. But before I go into this, I do want to say the cast, and I'm going to talk about the budget right quick. And the budget was $65 million, and they made back in the box office $240.2 million. So it makes money, which surprised the heck out of me. I just never get it. Like, how is it just making so much money? I never get it. But of course, I said Milla Jovovich is back as Alice. We got Sienna Gloria as Jill coming back. We also got Michelle Rodriguez as Rain. We get Ariana Engineer as Becky. I'll get more into that. Lee Bing Bing as Ada Wong. I love Lee Bing Bing. She's a good Asian actress. I love her. We got Johan Erb. I'm gonna say but Johan Erb as Leon as Kennedy. We get Luther West comes back, played by Boris Cujo. Kevin Durant, who plays Barry Burton, and those who don't know who he is, he played the main bad guy. He played Gabriel in Legion, and he was the Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And Odette Fair comes back as Carlos Rivera. And let's see, we'll talk about some more. We got Colin Simone. I don't know who he is. He's another character. Sean Rose come back as Wesker, and we got Megan Champerter. I don't know, as the Red Queen. Okay, so this is my issues. So our main bad guy, our main antagonist is a rogue AI. And I'm like, what? I'm serious, like, why this a thing? Because so our movie starts off with Alice and Carlos. They're married, they're together. Becky is supposedly Alice and Carlos's daughter. They're in this whole suburban area. This doesn't make sense. And this is, and I never mentioned this until I watched Fourth Snake's video, but in every Resident Evil movie that we have seen or that I talked about, it's not. There's no fine line telling what happened, how did this happen, when did this happen. Because again, like I'm gonna say it again, because in Resident Evil Apocalypse, it doesn't explain how the infection got out. The zombies just escaped the hive, and now they're attacking everything. Okay, but again, like I explained in Resident Evil 2, the rats got to the infection and infected the people. That's what happened. So it's not. The problem is it's not a fine line of telling us what happened, how did this really happen. Like I said, from Apocalypse, from going to the third film. The zombies ravaged the earth. It's a post-apocalyptic world. That quick? Okay. Let me focus. Okay. Getting off topic. So going back into this. So pretty much the zombies started attacking Alice and Carlos. I escaped with Becky. Carlos is pretty much dead. They escape the house. They see rain on the suburban area. Then pretty much a bus get hit. Like a bus hits them. And before I say this now, for the longest time, I'm gonna try when I first saw it the very first time, I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? I don't understand nothing. They come to find out it's nothing but a simulation. Alice pretty much got captured. And again, I know I skipped this part. I'm going to say anyway. Alice gives a whole recap of what happened from the first 4 films, and so pretty much come to find out Ada's the one who helped Alice get free. So now Alice and Wesker and Ada are working together. I mean, that's not Ada working for Wesker. There is there's a bit of canon into that because I believe they said it in Resident Evil 4. And it's like, okay, you know, I get it. So now pretty much explaining what's going on with this rogue AI, what's going on. She's doing all this tests, whatever. Oh, it's a rogue AI, the main bad guy in this game, in this movie. So pretty much, I'm gonna be skipping a lot of parts here, guys. So forgive me. Like I said, I really don't care for this movie. So pretty much, Alice and Ada, they're working together. They run into, they go to different simulation areas where they had to have a fight with a whole bunch of zombies in the Tokyo area simulation. Then we go to New York. We go to a New York area where they both dodging the axemen or executioners, or however. It's never. I guess she made a clone. I guess the Red Queen made a clone of these characters. I don't know. What's going on is like I said, I'll call you back.
Oh God! No, God, please, no!
We're at a point where Ada, I'm sorry, where Leon and his team, Barry stayed behind to look after everything. And dare I say, Barry's not in this movie, not even for long. Again, I wanted to say this, and you hearing it from me. Not Johan, I'm sorry. Kevin Durant, who plays Barry, I think he does to me, he does look like a Barry. He fits the role Barry. That's why I feel like Wentworth Miller he's a good Chris, but he's not. What's the shame with all these original characters, guys? Because again, I know this review is pretty much going to be everywhere. It's not just the characters are unrecognizable. They're not given too much to work with. Is how I feel. They work with what they got, but they're not given too much to work with, which hurts our classic characters. Because don't get me wrong, I was dope as heck to see Barry Burton in the movie. I'm like, okay, so I feel like he's gonna have a lot to do. No, whatever. No, he does not, and it pains me so, and it angers me so that this is happening. I'm like, can we get something? Can we? I don't know, man. So eventually, Barry does die. He gets killed by some of the other task force member in the first movie. So he dies. I'm mad about that. Eventually, Ada does get captured by Jill and Rain. Before all of that, guys, Alice managed to save Leon and Luther. And then going back to the whole suburban area type area, Becky gets kidnapped by Liquor. Like I said, this time Ada also get captured as well. So pretty much they find, so when Alice goes to say Becky, they see that there's a whole bunch of clones. I don't have an issue with clones. It's how they're used is my issue. Again, I'm sorry this review is going everywhere, guys. I just do not care for this movie. And don't get me wrong, I have fun with this. I have fun when I do these reviews. It's just that growing up me, who has a love for these movies and watching them and doing these type of stuff, it makes me upset that they're just using the name alone. That's my issue with this. So eventually they all try to escape. They get away from the facility. Then here comes Jill, who's in her RE5 outfit. She still got a little spider machine on her chest. And here comes Rain, who has Ada captured, and she used the Las Paragas. Now, in this film, the Las Paragas virus is in this movie, but again, it's not really explaining how they got to the Las Paragas stage or anything like that. Just like, we're gonna slap it on right here, and let's hope the fans love it. And like I said, the most crazy thing about this is it made the money. It made the money back. The budget was 65 million. They made back 240. Yeah. So pretty much a fight ensues, and pretty much Rain kills Luther after hitting her with a fire extinguisher and crushed his chest, and his, I guess the bone. They use like a little X-ray type jump with that, which is weird, but okay. And when she caved in Luther's chest, he gets his heart start pounding, and he died. Leon gets Faye, I know you watching this, and I feel what I'm about to say pains me, because Leon got done in dirty when he fought against Rain. Leon got beat up. Eventually, again, you got Leon S. Kennedy. To many people, he's better than Chris. Well, not to me, anyways. Chris is better than Leon. I'm sorry, fans. I'm a Chris Redfield fan. Chris is better than Leon. I'm gonna say it. Leave it at that. Moving on. For Leon to get beat up so bad, Leon took on Krauser. He took on Krauser from Resident Evil 4, and you mean to tell me Leon couldn't beat up a mutated Rain? Paul Douglas Anderson, I'll give you the utmost credit for the first Mortal Kombat movie. I think the first Mortal Kombat movie at that time was one of the best video game adaptation movies I had ever seen. For a PG-13 movie to do that much and make so much money and do so well, and it mind boggles me. It really mind boggles me. We're about to get to the end of this. I got, just give me a little bit chance to just go on this rant. See, for this guy to make Mortal Kombat and stick to and kept some of the core elements what made Mortal Kombat great. I'm talking about the first movie, what made Mortal Kombat great. You mean to tell me you could not stick what made Resident Evil great? Your whole agenda was to put your wife in the games, and you still failed at the 6 movies. But we will talk about that later. Let's get to the end of this. So anyways, when Alice's chest got caved in, she managed to stop Rain. Rain getting by a whole bunch of swimming zombies. This happened, of course, in Resident Evil 6 during Leon's campaign. Well, I think Leon's campaign is the best in Resident Evil 6. So they pretty much, so Alice some type of way survives this attack. I can't remember how she survived. You probably tell me in the comments. I don't know. So they go to Washington. And so we got all the characters. Well, not all the characters. We have Chris. Chris never. Look, the only time we see Chris is in Resident Evil Afterlife, and that's the only time we see him in this movie, in this series. We have Ada, we got Jill, we got Wesley, who gave Alice back her powers. We got Leon. That's it. And they stand in Washington, D.C., and they're getting ready to face against all of these mutated monstrosities about to come out and cut. Now, before I say this, because I got a little more rant, I got a little bit more, but I'm running low on time here. I do like the music through this. I love the music through this. I really do. I really, really do. But we won't get no type of closure or conclusion what happened to these characters I mentioned, from Jill, Ada, Leon. We don't know what happened we don't get anything. Not even the last and final film, which I will do my reaction to, which I'm excited about doing, because I hope it don't be that long, because like I'm just probably do a small recap, then go on how do my feelings change about this, and probably it's not going to change. So that's it. That's all of Resident Evil Retribution I cared to talk about. This it's just not, man. It's like I'm not like I said, I really hate this movie. I don't like this movie. I don't. But I'm done talking. I can't. But what I will do, guys, once I get through with all this Resident Evil, we got one more video left to do. This is my first reaction to, which is the final chapter. I want to do like a little epilogue while I'm talking about well, talk to you guys. Those of you have not even went to look at why Alice was never in the games. The link, like I got the link in the description box below. You guys can check it out. You can read it for yourself and just see why. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy she's not in the game. I'm really not, because she don't deserve that. I just had nothing against Mila Jovovich. It's just her husband's selfish reason for making her the bomb diggity. It didn't fly well with nobody. It didn't. So, and that's what hurt me. But anyways, before we go, you're gonna see on the screen somewhere around here, it'll say hashtag meet Corey Kenshin. That's one of my goals. One of the things I want to do for this year is to meet this man, and I know what's gonna happen. In my heart of hearts, I know what's gonna happen, and I can't wait to meet this guy. So other than that, guys, again, last video is my reaction to Resident Evil Final Chapter. I can't wait to do that. But before I get to that, I got my review for reaction to for Birds of Prey with my friend Blue Empress and Denise Burgess. That's gonna be up there. So after I get done with that, we are going to do the last Resident Evil movie. Okay, I'm done talking. But make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Please! I'm gonna say it. See, I said it wrong. Please. Whatever. You guys stay random. I see you all in the next video.